and they're just attacking right now.
Yep, going to the air on the opening drive.
Come on now.
So from Seahawk territory now, it's 1st and 10 as they're down to the 29-yard line.
Set. 180. Shoot some.
Throwing again is Newton. Throwing middle, but it's incomplete. Bradley McDougald that time able to knock it away.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on first down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on first down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up second down.
So they'll come up after the incompletion for second down. And now the Seahawks are going to take a timeout here on defense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. On 2nd and 10, Newton. Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes inbounds. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a third down.
Let's make this one simple. What a catch, especially the finishing part of getting his feet in bounds, toe tapping, and, of course, foot dragging.
A little tapestry, if you will.
Oh, I like it.
Now they'll try to convert on 3rd and 6 after the 4-yard completion. And now with the time of the play clock almost up, Ron Rivera's going to call a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. They had the catch on second down, but it didn't help at all, and now they're looking at third down here. Again, Newton. He's got it for a Panther touchdown. DJ Moore, 25 yards for the touchdown. And the Panthers take it right down and score on the opening drive. Graham Gano on for the extra point. Extra point try, good. Gano out to kick this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback. And it comes out to the 25-yard line. Wilson, the Seahawks take over now, 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. Now problems right out of the gate. We're going to get a delay. Now the offensive penalty has us back where we started as they come up on a 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. And his first pass is incomplete. The safety, Ross Cockrell, there to knock that one away.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
Line of scrimmage, again the 25, 2nd and 10. Again on 2nd and 10, it's Wilson. Oh, he's got him in wide open, complete. 23 yards on the play.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
Looking for more there on 1st down, but this throw downfield, incomplete. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Here's Wilson to throw again. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down.
I think we'll see more of them trying to get him the football out of the backfield. They love what he can do in open space, and they believe that he creates mismatches they can exploit.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. 14. The Panthers are going to take another timeout. And that's their 2nd charge timeout here in this 1st quarter. They're down to 1 remaining. They come up to the line now facing a 3rd and 10 after the incompletion.
14, hey, hey.
Again, Wilson. He's going to air one out. Got a man. It's caught inside the 10. And he just falls short down at the 1-yard line. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. After the big play, a chance to finish now on 1st and goal. Here's the sneak with Wilson. No gain there as he kept it himself at 2nd down.
Oh, yeah, good surge defensively. Sometimes you can just tell by the way a quarterback lines his feet up behind center. He's going to try and sneak it in. And they catch him here and stop him for no gain.
Officially no gain on the sneak. Kind of a wasted play there, and now it's 3rd down. Wilson on the keeper. Call it no gain on the keeper, and it's going to bring up a 4th down.
Now, this feels like old-school football because this has turned into a good old-fashioned goal line stand.
And he will take this one in for the Seattle touchdown. Russell Wilson taking it in. And the Seahawks just an extra point away from tying this thing up. Janikowski good with the extra point. And we are tied at 7. So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Well, as they get ready for this next drive, we shift our attention to a little Super Bowl conversation. The third time that the Super Bowl, Charles, is going to be played in Atlanta, and the Patriots had 35,000 folks come out in Foxborough before departing for a little rally.
How about that? You would think that would be a fan base where it might be a little bit blasé about the whole thing because they seem to go just about every year. But they continue to use their rallying cry. They hate us because they ain't us. And as for the game itself, February the 3rd, I can't wait. I'll be there to call the game internationally one more time. Just remember, this game is 17 years to the day. Since Super Bowl 36, get this whole Patriots thing kick-started. Literally, Adam Vinatieri with a game-winning field goal. Patriots beat the Rams 20-17. Same franchise, different city. They were in St. Louis then.
He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out, incomplete.
Well, it certainly appears that they're going to try and keep getting him the football. That's the third time they've looked in. His direction. Unfortunately, haven't completed one yet, but I'm not sure they're going to shy away from him. They feel like they've got something there, and they want to capitalize on it.
I think you're right. We're only in the first quarter, so a lot of opportunities ahead. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10.
Do something.
To throw again. Newton. He rifles complete. Caught by Moore. And he's going to get this inside the 30. He had the touchdown on the opening drive. Now he's got a first down. On first down, Newton. Over the middle to Smith. And they'll get this down to the 10. Another big hitter there. This one good for 18.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches.
And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Carolina. Cam Newton now with 2 first-quarter touchdown passes. And his guys are able to strike for 6. Getting your back involved, what's the importance there in the passing game?
Well, oftentimes you can create mismatches because who's going to cover him? And you get him into space, which is where he likes to operate with the ball in his hands. Oftentimes makes people miss, gets that run after the catch, and off he goes.
And into the end zone. Gano for the extra point. Gano the extra point, and that makes the score 14-7. Gano out to kick this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. CD, before this next drive gets going, the Pro Bowl took place January 27th in Orlando. Third year in a row that the AFC has won, and really the third year in a row where the weather in Orlando has not been too kind. It was ice cold 2017, and then downpours the last couple years.
Yeah, in addition to it being cool as well again this year, so rain and cold, that hurts the crowd a little bit, but still, this game has evolved into what I would call a crazier type NFL game. Quick whistles to make sure guys don't get hurt when there's tackling going on. How about receivers playing defensive back? Defensive backs like Jalen Ramsey catching touchdown passes. And to cap it all off, when they awarded the MVP trophy to, I believe, Patrick Mahomes, it broke.
Yeah, indeed, it was Mahomes, the MVP of the offense. Jamal Adams, MVP of the defense in the 26-7 AFC victory. This time Wilson will throw. And he's taken down. Back at his own 7. Julius Peppers in there to make the sack. He buries him for a loss of 10. Third and long. It's Wilson. They'll lock him with a grab over the middle. And he's able to get this one all the way past the 30. A pickup of 24 on the third down conversion. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. They'll throw on 1st down with Wilson. Throw right side, caught by Davis. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. It's a gain of 7, and it'll make it 2nd down.
But it's tough to be a defender in today's NFL because there's so many things to account for in today's passing game, including the back sneaking out of the backfield. Not quite as bad as a Turkey Bowl where you have the center-eligible stuff, but still a lot of guys to account for.
In on the tackle there, Luke Kuechly. The Seahawks on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. From the shotgun, Wilson. And he's got Lockett. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. That'll put him at 95 receiving yards now as he's got a 1st down. Throwing now, Wilson on 1st down. A dump off for Davis. And they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another 1st.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They've become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really...
And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. Doug Baldwin, 25 yards for the touchdown. And the Seahawks just an extra point away from tying this thing up. Janikowski on for the extra point. Extra point pretty close to that right upright, but he does get it to go. And we've got a tie game here in a back-and-forth first half. So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. Attention shifting back to Carolina as they come onto the field, and you talked about it earlier. They started 6-2. Everything was looking good. Then 7 losses in a row in 2018. Besides Cam Newton retooling and not maybe running as much, what else needs to happen in Carolina?
I have to start with Cam Newton and his running because they've wanted him to run the ball less in recent years. But what's that expression that Cam used? A lion's got to roar. Running the football is a part of me, and it allows him to feel like he's part of the game. Well, they've got to be more judicious about that. He just has to get healthy because he was throwing the football better than he ever had in his career. But I do think the injury changed everything for Carolina because when he couldn't make the throws necessary, it really hurt them moving the ball downfield and put a lot of pressure on their defense.
15 yards is the pickup there, and the drive starting very nicely. First down.
20.
On 1st and 10, Newton. On the crossing route, complete. It's Moore. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs. From the 50, Newton. And he finds a man on the crossing route. Oh, he can't hang on. That was a dream chance for any D lineman to possibly get a pick. But instead it falls down incomplete. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down.
Do some. Great. Express.
Throwing again. Newton. Oh, nearly picked. And maybe lucky there. This guy doesn't drop many defensively. 3rd down.
Pretty nice coverage there, but a missed opportunity for an interception. Let's face it, a lot of these defenders, they've got it all. Speed, athleticism, hands, a little bit questionable.
And now maybe they want some extra time to talk about this 3rd and long play as we'll get a timeout. And with that, they're now out of timeouts and still plenty of time remaining here in this 2nd quarter. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off near the 44. And he'll return this one just shy of midfield to the 49. Well, with that incompletion, let's look back, Charles, to the NFC title game. We had 2 excellent conference championship games, but on the NFC side, the Rams winning in overtime thanks to Greg Zuerlein. He had 2 huge kicks, but that was really overshadowed because afterwards, obviously, everyone talking about the no call.
Yeah, and we should be talking about Legatron. A 48-yarder to get them to overtime. The 57-yarder to win it in overtime. He should be the guy who should be exalted right now, but you're exactly right. Nikhil Roby-Coleman's hit on Tommy Lee Lewis in regulation. When I saw it live, thought it was a bang-bang play. Turned out, it was definitely a missed call. Plus, they missed helmet-to-helmet contact on it as well. So if you're a Saints fan, you are very unexcited about the Rams advancing to the Super Bowl, but I still don't want pass interference to become a reviewable call. The game flow is paramount to me. Let's not slow it down any more than it already is.
Yeah, it could be a slippery slope, then you start doing it with everything, right?
Next thing you know, we'll be reviewing holding. And by the way, you can probably call holding just about every play in the NFL.
They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. From midfield now, here's Wilson. And his crew will take over at their own 45-yard line. Well, the upcoming Super Bowl, so many storylines, but one that obviously grabs you. Sean McVay just turned 33 January 24th, youngest coach ever to take a team to the Super Bowl. Double that age for Bill Belichick, who's 66. And, Charles, that's the largest gap between coaches in Super Bowl history.
Yeah, and when you think about it, obviously the age comes into play. But to me, it's more the experience. The number of times that the Patriots have gone to the Super Bowl with Belichick leading them versus Sean McVay's first time in the Super Bowl leading the Rams. Will that game experience come into play at all? But I do like this about Sean McVay. Raised in the game, raised up through the NFL system, no matter how young he might be. Remember, his grandfather was a head coach and a GM in the league. He gets it. He understands. I highly expect the moment to be just fine for him and not too big.
It's an 8-yard pickup and leads to a new set of downs.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of their yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another first down with that run.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. And they're out of timeouts, remember, so this is going to have to be a delay. That's going to set them back 5 yards. Now they need 15 yards on this series after the delay of game. 1st and 15. After the run, Newton going to throw. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
Now it's Newton. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
Feels like they're getting caught in between here because they didn't completions on 1st and 2nd down. Now you got to worry a little bit about the clock because you prefer not to give them another shot here in the first half. But if you don't pick up the first down, guess what? You're likely going to have to.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. From the gun, here's Newton. And that's caught by Smith. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10. A gain of 32 that time. We often, with Cam Newton, talk a lot about his legs. Don't forget about that arm.
He can throw it on a rope. He can loft it. He's got the touch that's been developed throughout his career. But the big part about just watching him throw it seems almost effortless.
So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Now Newton on 1st down. Oh, it's incomplete. That would have been big in the end zone if he could have held on. Instead, it's 2nd down.
I think someone's going to get into QB1-0 when he gets to the sideline. Already thrown an interception. That one should have been picked. Look, let's just be honest about it. That'd be the second person in his ear because he's hearing it in the huddle right now.
Not the start to the game he wanted. Like you said, the pick on the opening drive, second drive, not much better. Back to the air, Newton on 2nd down. Eluding the pressure right. And he'll be wrapped up around the waist and pushed down. Bobby Wagner able to get him for a loss of about 3. A final shot before the break. Newton sliding out of the pocket and able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. Due to time constraints, we move you forward in today's broadcast to the beginning of the 3rd quarter. So we've hit halftime all even at 14 apiece. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Here come the Seahawks now, set to take over on offense. First half showed us some pretty good offense. Tie game, we'll see what the second half brings.
And it'll be interesting because I think both sides feel pretty good about what their offenses are doing. Got to wonder what adjustments are being made defensively to try and get a spark and maybe slow down the other side.
But here, do you change up anything on this opening drive?
Not offensively, you don't. You've got everything going your way. You've probably prepared for maybe some change-ups you might expect, but overall, you like what your game plan's showing you.
On 1st down, Wilson. It's caught, block it. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. He goes for 18 there as the drive will continue. Now Wilson on first down. That is caught right at the 10-yard line. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. Doug Baldwin, his second touchdown of the night. And the Seahawks are going to take the lead. And he's able to put it through. Out to kick is Janikowski. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. The Panthers offense now, they head back on the field for their first possession of the second half. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. Newton now to throw. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up third down. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard. And he gets this up to the 34 out of bounds there. Give him 9 on the play, and that's going to make it fourth down. And how about this one now? In their own territory, a gutsy call. They're going to go for this on 4th and a yard. They are going to go for it. It's Newton. And he's got room. And he's going to score. It's a Seahawk touchdown. So they go on 4th down. Not only do they not get it, it turns into 6 points the other way. Disastrous.
And many people think you should just go ahead and knock it down in that situation. Turn it over for the offense. But I had a defensive coordinator recently tell me, we see that as a passive play. We don't do that anymore. We want the ball in our hands, and we want to head the other way.
Probably also instinct a lot of times. If you see a lot of green grass ahead of you, go ahead and grab it.
It's the exact right play to do. That's knowing when to break the rules and when to make a play that maybe you hadn't been taught.
So Newton and the Panthers come up now 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Coming off the pick 6, it's Newton. Over the middle and into the hands of his receiver Moore. An excellent way to start the drive there, 18 yards. And just a small glimpse there as to why they like this rookie so much.
And that's why they lit up a little bit in our meetings with the coaching staff.
Yeah, when we talked about him, they did.
Yeah, you know, they like his work ethic. You know, this guy's running every route well in the route tree and getting better at it all the time. Really honing his game. They expect a pretty good jump out of him as things continue to move on.
On 2nd and 10, Newton. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Smith. That'll put him at 66 receiving yards now for the game, and he's got a first down.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice game.
Throw right side is going to be caught by Samuel. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. 23 yards on the play. Newton now a perfect 8 for 8 to start the second half. Not bad. 1st and 10. From the red zone now, Newton. And it's knocked away and incomplete. Defensively, that's Earl Thomas, the all-pro safety, knocking it free.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And, look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually, that becomes man on man, and you got to trust.
And he will take it across for a Panthers touchdown. DJ Moore with his second touchdown of the night. And the Panthers have got it back to a one-score game. Gano now to add the extra point. Extra point try good by Gano. And they're within 7 now at 28-21. Gano out to kick this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. The Seattle now ready to march onto the field. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Now it's Wilson underneath to Davis. And they're able to get this one across the 35. First down yardage on the first play of the drive. Give him 14. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful you're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
Shotgun. Gotta go. 14.
Now Wilson on second down. The Panther rush too strong. They get there and take him down. Julius Peppers in there to get him for his second sack of the night.
That's his second sack of the game. The best defensive ends, they do their homework as much as offensive guys do. They know how to beat the offensive lineman across from them, what moves they need to do to set them up. This guy's been pretty good at it all game long.
The Seahawks on third down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This will be 3rd and a mile. Out of the gun, here's Wilson. And pressure gets to him again. Shaq Thompson in there to drop him, and back-to-back sacks now bring up 4th and long. Now here's Michael Dixon. And surprisingly, this is the first punt of the game for either team. Carolina getting set to take the field. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out, incomplete. Well, while we have a second here, how about we get bold and make a couple Super Bowl predictions?
Hey, why not? Let's go ahead and put ourselves on the spot.
Just more fodder for the angry people. What do you think? Who's going to win it? Who's going to be the MVP?
Well, my prediction for this one is the New England Patriots win the football game. They win it 32-30. The MVP, the McCourty twins, Jason and Devin. They both get 2 interceptions apiece, and instead of splitting the trophy, they wrestle for it right there in the 50-yard line post-game, because you know sibling rivalries, one always wants the upper hand.
Okay, that's bold. I'll go Rams on a Greg Zuerlein 44-yarder from the right hash as time expires.
44? That's nothing for him.
MVP Todd Gurley, 2 touchdowns, 1 catching, 1 rushing.
I like it.
There you go.
You don't like the McCourty thing, though.
No, I do like that. If that happens, you're Nostradamus.
There you go.
Now a first down throw for Newton. Flush to his right. Looking right sideline, but it's incomplete.
Let's face it, you can run the route tree as many times as you want, get in sync, practice it, do all those things. But once you get to game speed, it doesn't always time up quite that well. That one goes incomplete.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
Set. 180. Do some. Right there to 3. 20.
To throw again. Newton. Over the middle to Smith. And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
And this one complete to Smith. The completion good for only 6, and that'll bring up 4th.
They didn't get the first down, but I have to say I do like the call. I like what they were trying to do. Try and hit your receiver on the run and see if he can pick it up. Keep it on his feet, get a little rack yardage.
Yeah, but a nice job defensively to get to him and keep him short of the first. They're able to keep the drive alive, 7 yards that time, and the decision to go for it proves to be a good one. Here's Newton. Cam fighting. He lost the football. It's out, and the Seahawks have recovered. Wilson and the Seahawks take over now, 1st and 10 at the 20. The drive starts with C.J. Procise, and he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. Got to figure now, after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense right now. Just take care of it, and they've got a good chance of ending up winning this game.
Right back to Procise. 9 yards on the pickup there as they'll be left with 3rd and 1.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
The Seahawks on 3rd down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. Wilson turns and gives to Procise. And he's going to be stopped up right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up 4th down.
That was a terrific job by the defense stopping them on 3rd and short. But sometimes you get some visual cues from the offense because when they're going in short yard situations, you might see the offensive line come in tighter together, a little more shoulder to shoulder, trying to wedge a hole in the middle. They didn't get it done on that play.
The Seahawks will go for it. It's Wilson. And that is incomplete. Pete Carroll rolled the dice, but it didn't work out. And the Panthers are going to get it back in excellent field position.
Let's rock now. Gun. Do some. Gun. Express. Gun.
On 1st down, it's Newton. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. To throw is Newton. Over the middle, complete to Samuel. And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
Throwing on 3rd down, Newton. Blitz coming, and And down he goes. He was trying to keep his eyes downfield. Nobody came open.
He's trying to do everything that he had been taught, right? Every bit of the technique. But if no one's open, there is no technique except make sure you hold on to the ball as you go to the ground when you're getting sacked.
And Gano's kick is right through. And that'll bring him back within 4. So an interesting call there to take the 3. I mean, I guess they're thinking that their hands were tied, but, you know, fourth quarter, that field goal might not help them that much in the end.
Yeah, eventually they're going to need the touchdown. The thinking must have been they didn't feel confident about picking it up there, hoping maybe on defense they can get better field position, get a turnover, get a better play, and then they'll have a chance to attack the end zone.
Wilson and the Seahawks take over now, 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. They start out with a run from Procise. And he got blown up on that play. Back at the 20. So a loss of 5, and it'll be 2nd down. The Panthers are going to take another timeout. That's going to be their 2nd. They'll be left with 1 more plus the 2-minute warning. And we'll be back. From the shotgun, Wilson. Pressure comes in. He's brought down. It's a Panther sack. And now here comes the 3rd of their timeouts defensively. So they'll be left with only the 2-minute warning to stop it from here on out. Wilson and the Seahawks looking for something big following the sack. It's 3rd and long here. From the gun, it's Wilson. A dump off for Davis. And down he'll go at the 25. They get 12 yards back, but it still leads to a 4th and long. I hate to surrender the football when you're nursing a slim lead, but they're going to have to punt it away. Trust that defense.
It's the right play at this stage of the game as well. You don't need to press it here because you do have that little bit of a cushion, and you count on your D to make it stand up.
Time for a break. We're back to see what happens after this. Now here's Michael Dixon as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. Carolina getting set to take the field. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted. And we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see. It was Jaron Reed who got him down. The Panthers got to go quickly. They're moving with a sense of urgency right now.
Not in a position where they absolutely have to rush right now, but they definitely have to pick up the tempo a bit.
He'll drop it off to McCaffrey, and he'll be brought down right around the 37. Give him 8 on the play, and that'll bring up a 3rd down. This is where you learn a lot about rookie quarterbacks. How can they run that 2-minute drill? We're about to find out.
And for them, it's not just proving it to guys like you and me watching the game and trying to beat a defense. It's proving it to their teammates that they can have the confidence in them when they line up in these situations.
Newton to Olsen there for a Carolina 1st down. They'll look to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that one falls incomplete. Looked like he might have had position there, but he couldn't hold on, and it's 2nd down.
There's definitely contact there, but it's the fourth quarter of a kind of tight game, and sometimes the officials just say, let them play. Kind of like your mom used to with you and your brothers. Just take the broom to you and send you out to the backyard and tell you to settle it yourselves.
I like that, yeah. There was contact. I don't know, like you said, enough to warrant the flag. It was close, though. He'll look to throw. They shakes it off. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Bobby Wagner in there to drop him as the clock continues to roll. So now Cam leads the Panthers up following the sack. Carolina facing 3rd and long.
20. Express. Right to the 3. Express.
Back to throw. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off near the 32. And he's able to get it back here to the 43-yard line.
And that one, it's going to hurt big time. You're in the 2-minute drill trying to get your guys down the field, and it's looking like they're going to go up just short, as this is definitely not his best throw. And it'll wind up being intercepted.
Good starting field position here for the Seahawks as they come up 1st and 10. The Seahawks in victory formation as they go ahead and take the knee.
Yeah, it's fun to kneel down in front of your home crowd, but when you go on the road, that band of brothers attitude, right, just us against the world, and get it done, how happy are they?
I remember a coach at a previous stop telling me, you get a win on the road, doesn't matter the opponent, get out of there like you stole something, and they did in this one. The Seahawks in victory formation as they go ahead and take the knee. Well, I know at points in this when you wanted to close your eyes because of all the points that were being put on the scoreboard. You're a defensive guy, but it was a fun little track meet, wasn't it?
It was, and you know the people who really enjoyed this game? They're the ones that like going to batting practice at the Major League Baseball parks, right? Seeing the 14-11 game, that sort of deal. That's right up their alley with what we saw in this one.
So that'll just about do it for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. From Charlotte, good night, everybody.